After almost 20 hours of flying time, 6 Michigan student athletes arrived in Vietnam for a one-of-a-kind spring break that would bring a new focus to their lives. Their first stop, the Buddhist Leadership Initiative, to learn about the care and acceptance of people with HIV, while also focusing on awareness and preventive measures.
HIV positive people, in my opinion, are so strong. I just think that it's so important to remove barriers between people.
My perspective, especially as a public health student, is like that's so central to what we do. Like we talk about social justice, but like what is social justice and how do you define it like in your own sense?
They really stress the fact that if you're not well mentally and spiritually, you won't be well physically.
Hanoi National University offered up an interpersonal exchange with students and faculty. This served as an opportunity to connect with young adults much like themselves, learning and growing in a high-level academic environment.
Just seeing the excitement in all the kids' faces when we walked in as they were, seeing people who were coming from a different place and at similar points in their lives, but just, living at completely different parts of the world.
The Museum of Ethnology provided much to explore. There are more than 30,000 objects on display here. Over 500,000 visitors walk through these doors annually to get a closer look at the people and their culture. An on-site museum gives a painful snapshot of life at Haloi Prison, famously dubbed the Hanoi Hilton by American POWs. Originally built in 1896 by French colonists, the prison was used to house and torture Vietnamese political prisoners and was eventually torn down in the 1990s.
Well, when you first walk in, it's kind of like a chilling kind of feeling.
Going through all of the concentration cells, it was very depressing, and I just get this very sad feeling. You just don't understand the magnitude of something until you actually get there and see what they went through.
When I saw this tunnel, the first thing that hit me was just the size of it. It was so small, and I'm just trying to imagine this being so much longer than it is and me trying to climb through this. It also shows how desperate the prisoners were to get out of this, and I can understand walking through this museum how terrible it was to be living in this camp.
Along the way, the students are given time to shop and wander. There is much beauty to behold and a world outside their realm waiting to be uncovered. There are 2 impassioned stops during the week. An Agent Orange clinic in Da Nang, where rehabilitation, recreational activities, and vocational training are offered to those affected.
Our lives that we're living have the most meaningless stresses compared to what some other people are dealing with in this life.
The Tao Dance Center for At-Risk Youth is located in Ho Chi Minh City, where more than 20,000 street children live and work.
Kids can teach you so much. The innocence and just the ability to love so rapidly is striking to me.
That's a really powerful experience, and you find so much joy and love in getting to be with something so pure and innocent as these kids.
I really felt just unconditionally happy and felt just so loved, love coming from me to them and them to me, just with no bounds, and I didn't even speak the same language as them.
Inherently, children are just so similar. There's no difference between them no matter where you go. And we also learned as a group that Evo is the real fan favorite of kids. We really saw that today.
Well-trained and local comrades.
The city is also home to the Cu Chi Tunnels and War Museum. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Xin chào. Xin chào.
Oh my God.
It's an experience that shrinks the body while stretching the mind.
Oh. And it's just really messes with your mind, I think.
It's really tight. Feeling a little claustrophobic, I'm not gonna lie. It's very hot, dark,
and I cannot imagine going further than 40 meters.
The military weapons and stuff they hide in the leaves is incredible. How they kept the U.S. on their toes and always guessing.
There was a wonderful side trip for the student athletes while in Ho Chi Minh City. As a Nike school, they took great interest touring one of the company's contract factories, witnessing the shoemaking process from start to finish. That spirit and the people of Vietnam left an indelible mark on the Michigan athletes. Each one came home with a new worldview.
What I found most interesting about this trip was just getting a chance to be immersed in a different culture.
I would say my experience here has taught me don't be closed-minded to anything. Always be open-minded to any culture, any person from anywhere, and realize that in the end we're all actually more similar than we like to think.
You can't necessarily truly understand everything going on here by just reading it in textbooks and articles. Like, you truly have to immerse yourself in the culture to understand it.
I think a lot of things that, I'm going to take back with me are memories and like the sights we got to see and the people we got to interact with.
It's so valuable to have those different experiences and to step out of your own head.
I just want to keep improving myself and working hard in class and on the field to, get better, but always keeping in mind that I'm doing all this to at some point being able to help and serve people on a bigger scale.
Let's Go Do Global, enhancing the student-athlete experience with perspective, knowledge, and wisdom. Another way Michigan is proud to be leaders in best.